I want to die. This is so dumb, dude. He's so stupid. I forgot how stupid he was. All right, let's watch Boy taking Bush's masterclass.
Right now, you could go online and get a masterclass on becoming a businessman from a literal war criminal. You know, we've got George Bush right here. And he's not in jail. He's here to inspire you on how to achieve your goals. Let's learn.
I love this. Wait, is it actually, what is George W. Bush teaching? Like how to be a war criminal, actually?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
He's walking in the room, everybody.
There is nothing like standing in front of a boisterous crowd coming down the stretch of a presidential run. I recognize very few people watching this will become president. Before I was president, I owned a small business.
Whoa!
Wait.
This is crazy.
He's kind of
Cuban.
He's kind of hot there as well.
Yeah, he looks like you.
He looks Cuban. He does. True. Yo.
I didn't want to say it, but he looks a lot like my dad in this picture. There is one photo of my dad, identical.
Yeah.
A little bit more like me. If I had more of a tan.
And you spend more time in that. Where is he? Texas.
So I could be president.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
even a tanned guy like you.
Yeah.
I was part owner of the Texas Rangers.
What Texans can dream.
And I served as governor of Texas. All of these parts of my life taught me different lessons, and I will draw on all of them in this masterclass.
First step, who's your dad?
All of these gave me my life changed dramatically. I'm gonna teach you how to do drunk driving, okay?
First step, get adopted by the President of the United States. Once you do that, it's kind of like a 1-2 process, really.
You kind of just fall into it.
Agendas don't get set by consensus oftentimes. Now, obviously, you got to consult with board of advisors, board of directors, key personnel whose judgment you trust. But ultimately,
Dick Cheney, leave it all at Dick. Leave it all up to Dick, okay? He knows better. I'm stupid. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Leader leads.
Oh, it's like I take full responsibility for 1 million people killed in the war on terror.
Yeah.
We live in such a good timeline where you can actually get like a masterclass on leadership from a guy who killed 1 million people.
It's insane. Imagine this from Hitler.
Yeah, it is great. It's just like I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah, how to be a good
How to be a
leader.
great artist.
They're both artists.
It's so bizarre. It's such a weird world to live in that we can access this stuff for only $15 a month. This video is brought to you by Masterclass.
I could barely focus just because of the fact that this man's head looks like it's doubled up.
A double head.
Or even looks like triple head. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. He's weirding me out, man. I think there's a man wearing him as a mask.
Yeah.
Is what I think is happening there.
One of the real challenges in leading an organization is to keep the big picture in mind. It's difficult in politics sometimes because there's a lot of competing pressures. Occasionally the editorials in my case weren't all that positive. And I didn't give a damn about the editorials because I cared about the big picture, what I was trying to achieve.
Editorials.
Kill as many Iraqi children as possible, as ruthlessly and as efficiently as possible, okay? Greatly increase the surveillance apparatus on both our allies, our foreign adversaries, and certainly domestically against American citizens as well, which we also would sometimes just lock up indiscriminately in an area that was not on U.S. soil deliberately so we could torture them and then continuously keep torturing them.
Also saying something bad about you, who cares?
Doesn't matter. Saying there weren't any weapons of mass destruction.
Doesn't matter.
Who cares? Keep the war going for another 20 years.
I forgot that was his thing.
Yeah, that was his thing. He did all the bad stuff.
He did all of it.
It's crazy when Trump comes along and everyone's like, oh, it's so embarrassing. Like, oh no, whatever's going to think about America. It's just like you can't come back from this guy.
In this masterclass, we'll also be visited by my better half, the former First Lady, Laura Bush.
It's kind of nice with it.
Bush really
Yes,
has
me
changed
too.
that much.
Of course.
I think I'd have sex with
They said the same thing. Literally. I mean, she's kind of nice with it.
him as well.
Yeah.
Just to tell people I could.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Have sex with him.
Well, it's like I could have sex with him, definitely.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's like if I tell some people, they'll be like, "Oh, you were that close to George Bush, you didn't kill him." They'll just be like, "No, I just came and then went home."
One of the wonderful things about being president is that it's an unbelievable learning experience.
I think he's a much better artist than he is a president.
Yeah, sure.
He's a good artist.
He's a better artist. Probably a better artist than Hitler as well. Those ones were kind of boring. He's got a bit more like style.
Yeah, a bit of like Picasso-ness.
Yeah.
It's good.
Thankfully, painting came into my life. It is a learning experience because with every paint stroke, you learn something new.
That looks awesome.
He's
That
really
looks
good.
really, that looks fucking
What?
sick.
I thought I'd seen pictures of him drawing like a really bad dog. Like,
No,
sitting down.
this is nice. I think it should be a rule that any artist that ever wants to get into politics.
It's so funny that it's just like liberalism is such a permanent monoculture that like he's just like, mental health is really important after killing millions of Iraqi babies. Okay, I love painting a little cloud after destabilizing the entire world and do some of the most gross, unjustifiable war crimes ever committed, like historic wrongs. Okay.
Politics. Just keep painting. Do not stop painting.
This could also just be a coping mechanism for like PTSD.
Oh, yeah,
from killing
true,
millions of people. But I don't believe seems like a very dumb man. I don't
No,
think he
I
feels
don't think he
anything.
cares.
So one of the things I noticed when I was a young guy watching politicians work a crowd is oftentimes they'd be talking to a person, but their eyes would be looking for somebody more important. I said, wow, if I ever get in that position, that's not me. And so the best way to communicate with somebody is to look them right in the eye and ask them questions about themselves.
That's not a lesson. You pay money.
It's the kind of lesson you come up with when your whole life has been handed to you on a platter because you
Yeah.
live in like a weird oligopoly where you just do your dad's job.
But it also means that everyone before you was also handed that job, so much so that they didn't have to learn basic human interaction
How to
skills.
talk to people.
And he's like, it's secret here. Look at someone's eye.
Bro, you can't say it's like the kawaiification of Japan. Don't look at my war crimes, look at my pretty paintings and eyes. There's still like humans in Japan that had nothing to do with World War II or the war crimes, okay? Some of them also happen to be artists. This guy, on the other hand, directly responsible. Like, that's an entire nation, dog. That's a little different.
There's a lot of challenges when you're in the public square. One of them is to fall prey to popularity.
I hope he says something about the war or 9/11.
I feel like there's going to be nothing. There has to be 9/11. That was
Surely
that was his
9/11.
like
That was his
perfect
moment.
time.
Also, good job on 9/11.
What if Hirohito made Cowboy Bebop? Okay, well, it would... I'd have to think about it.
You know?
Yeah.
The whole inside job thing, he did well.
I can't bring myself to think it's an inside job.
No, now that I'm looking at him and I'm
Yeah.
seeing him paint, if it was an inside job, he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. No, but also can't be an inside job because like it just ruins the dreams of jihadis like you and me.
Yeah.
Like if it was an inside job, what have we got? We can't do anything.
You can't win unless you're more popular by one vote. I understand that. I mean, you got to be popular on election day. But I happen to believe that if you chase popularity, you're going to end up being unpopular.
But you also didn't win the election. Yeah. It's just a crazy thing to talk about. Was it Jeb? What is his?
Oh yeah, he stole the election. I can't believe I didn't even immediately hit that line too. He has so many bad things that he did, his administration did, that it's hard.
Brother like worked at Fox News and they called the election.
Well, wasn't there a million things
What,
about
did he just
the
say his
ballot
brother-
things,
He said his brother worked at Fox News? No, man, he was the fucking governor. What the hell?
the stamping of the...
Hanging Chad.
Expert witness for the Bush campaign rejected one claim of Democrats that Chad buildup inside many voting machines meant lots of missed votes last month. 9,000 votes from Dade County have never been counted.
Maybe he's genuinely forgotten. Maybe he's old. And he's like, that's why I cheated.
This actually is inspiring because what it's teaching me is that I can do so much evil shit and my conscience might not even feel bad when I'm older because I will just forget and I'll just paint and fuck my wife and it'll just be a great time.
It's probably because it's so accepted. Like, if you're getting a masterclass because of your war crimes, you don't feel bad.
No.
Yeah, if he was like, if this was a war class, if this was a master class about doing war crimes and getting away with it, stealing an election and getting away with it, or I don't know, dodging reflexes, how important it is to have really good reflexes. Because like, for as far as all of his faults and failures, like GW did dodge both of those fucking shoes. Many of us would not be able to genuinely get out of the way. Okay, so those are like actual W's on the docket, right? Those are things that he did. All this other shit is like, oh yeah, it's really important to look at someone in the face when you're talking to them.
It's only if people make you think you've done something wrong.
It's like also, I mean, like in the real world, you should be in jail.
Yeah.
That's usually a way
Yeah.
to think, oh, what have I done?
Yeah, why am I here?
Yeah.
At one point, my poll numbers were off the chart.
That's true. He couldn't
When I left office, they weren't off the
He said when, at one point my poll numbers were awfully dark. Oh, he said we're off the chart. Never mind. Yeah, after 9/11.
chart, and I never let it bother me.
No need to.
Bro, your poll numbers are off the chart after 9/11, dude. Yeah, he's gonna fucking give you he's gonna give you insider access on how to do 9/11 to your country, and then end up invading, end up aligning with the country most responsible for it, in your endless conquest to destroy countries that had nothing to do with it whatsoever, which literally included Iran in the axis of evil, which was like at the time and still is an enemy of the country that did 9/11. Oh my God.
I wonder what happened in that period that made people upset at you.
The Iraq War possibly had an impact.
Lots of things.
I said to him the other day, George, if you really want to end tyranny in the world, you're going to have to stay up later.
He sleeps early. That's the
Honestly.
best burn for a guy who just did a crazy war.
But that just shows he doesn't care at all. He's like, oh, what a great day. I gotta go to bed.
Well, that's my job done. I gotta
Right.
sleep like a baby.
9 p.m. Little George sleeping. They've talked about him being a great leader and communicating, but they haven't showed any examples of him talking from before. Because he was famously
horrible, yeah.
the most hilarious speaker. I think I had a book of all his quotes.
Yeah.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. It was not always a given that the United States and America would have a close relationship. These immigrants have helped transform 13 small colonies.
I remember like fucking, Turkish young boy, Turkish in the cut, rolling doobies up, watching fucking supercuts of him saying like September 11, September 11, September 11, September 11, September 11. Stay the course. We need to stay the course. There was so many Bushisms, dude. I'm so fucking old. Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking old, dude. God, I always loved politics. I'm so stupid. I don't know why.
Into a great and growing nation of more than 300 people. If you're a single mother with 2 children, which is the toughest job in America as far as I'm concerned, and you're working hard to put food on your family. There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says...
Oh, this is the best one. Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
once. Shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
Ay, 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 what a fucking animal. Fool me, can't get fooled again. God, Americans, dude, this is how you fucking sell a war, though. Like, this is how you do it, because he's so fucking stupid.
I am George W. Bush, and this is Masterclass.
That's blood.
It's blood.
He's gonna teach us how to kill.
He's finally gonna do it. Okay, I'm saying.
thank
So
God.
this is this fucking
This
foreplay.
foreplay. What is he talking about? This is what we came here for.
Okay, let's keep going.
How to wash blood out of a suit.
One of the real dangers in politics and in life is to chase popularity.
You shouldn't chase popularity because you can always rig the election. You shouldn't be worried about what people think about you because you're going to be president anyway.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's so funny because he's literally proving that he rigged the election.
Yeah.
He's like, don't
Who cares
worry
what they
about
think?
votes. Who cares?
Yeah, don't chase them.
Yeah.
They'll come to you if you know the right people.
Good lesson.
For a leader, you've got to make decisions, and if you do so based upon the Gallup poll, then you're a lousy leader.
Why are you a lousy leader? If, let's say everyone's saying get out of our...
He's like, if I galloped 9/11, if I Gallup polled 9/11, everyone would say no, very unpopular. So I went ahead and did it anyway.
right, because we don't want our soldiers to die. You're just like,
Polls, you can't trust polls.
It's important to develop a framework that allows you to make decisions based on a set of values and principles. After 9/11, my administration laid out a...
They can't be using the fucking... They can't. You can't put that. You can't put that in the Masterclass. I hope they didn't put this in the Masterclass. I hope this is Austinox, because this has been memed way too fucking
set
hard,
of
dude.
principles to deal with threats before they
Oh,
fully
they did.
materialize.
Oh, they did. They did put the fucking... Okay. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like having a fucking 3-minute ad break in the middle of that. You know what I mean? Haha, because at the top of the hour, fool me once. You got an ad break. Fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. Sarah's second masterclass has hit the Twin Towers. Why is George W. Bush saying that? I don't even fucking know. Here's the 3-minute ad break. Fuck you.
The war on terror will not be won on the defensive. We must take the battle to the enemy and confront the worst threats before they emerge.
This is insane. This is such a crazy thing to have. Just have him just like gloating about destroying like an entire region of the world.
We have to destroy the entire country.
Yeah, forever.
Forever. What does this have to do with being a leader, though? What if I'm looking at it, I want to be a business guy? He's like, you got to go invade.
You got to invade Iraq.
The Bush doctrine developed right after 9/11. I thought long and hard about it, and I meant
No,
it.
you didn't.
I love just like how far away the possibility of him ever being persecuted for war crimes. He didn't come out on the show and be like, it was 100% me. It was all my idea and that's why I'm the smartest.
That's a good point.
It's just like, if there was any kind of real international criminal court, you look at that and you're like, oh, you did it. Like, you're the guy. It's insane. You just don't even have to think about that because you live in a world where that's never a possibility.
No, of course, because the
just
president of the United States is protecting you.
Yeah, no, it's actually an American law. Like, if an American politician or someone gets sent to a war crimes tribunal in The Hague, America will invade the Netherlands.
That's awesome.
It doesn't even have to be a president, by the way. It can be any American, like any member of the fucking, any member of any service member, or even like a fucking diplomat, any military personnel, anyone. No, just the military. I thought it was diplomats too. So how the fuck is Henry Kissinger not being called into question here?
That's what it says. It's just that is the law. If anyone's ever tried, they will invade the Netherlands.
If I was Netherlands, I would move this.
It's
war crime.
Yeah, it's citizen. Yeah, see, any American or citizen of a U.S. allied country. Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm right. Man, I'm the poli-sci guy. Why the fuck? Yeah. The law authorized the use of military force to liberate any American or a citizen of a U.S. allied country being held by the court.
Somewhere else. So, like,
No, I think it doesn't matter where the tribunal. They're just going to invade the Netherlands.
Just
make an example out of them.
Whether you're a manager of a corporation, a manager of a nonprofit, or president, when you say something, you got to mean it.
I think it is getting to him. I think these get little flashes, little flashbacks.
You think that was him going?
That was a weird thing to do.
He's either PTSD or really dumb.
I guess the dumbness would counteract the PTSD because he wouldn't, because the Middle East is so far away, he probably wouldn't realize like how many people he killed,
or that they're real people at all.
Yeah, for a second I thought he was like, "What have I done?" And then like, wait, it's a masterclass.
You say it, you got to mean it, and I meant it.
As a customer, you've purchased this and you're trying to learn something.
Yeah.
So far, you'd be kind of upset.
I think the only thing I've learned is look at people's eyes. I mean,
But you've only taken that in because you're autistic and you don't do that.
yeah. So for someone else,
Not a great lesson. I'm thinking like, if you're watching this, you'll feel ripped off. But then again, if you watched it with the intention of learning something, like, I got to learn from George Bush, you're not smart enough to feel like you've been ripped off.
yeah.
And sometimes I had information that the American people didn't know and weren't allowed to know, and therefore had to make decisions what was best for the country on knowledge that wasn't evident.
Is he talking about weapons of mass destruction? Is
Yeah.
that
No way. Dude, he's not flexing on that, is he? Yellow cake, uranium, fellas, chemical weapons.
That's what he's talking about
100%.
now.
He's like, I knew that it wasn't real.
But that's just the nature of leadership. And so long as you're guided by principle, and so long as you're guided by a cause greater than self,
That could be racism. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
my
yeah,
cause
well, it's-
bigger than self is I'm a racist,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
want to kill every Jewish person.
My cause is holy war,
Yeah.
which is what he was saying. He's like,
Yeah.
we've been chosen by God to fight these Muslims.
At a meeting with Palestinian leaders in June 2003, then President Bush reportedly having claimed that God told him to go to war. Mr. Bush reported as having said, quote,
Back when he was based.
God would tell me, George, go and fight those terrorists in Afghanistan, and I did. And then God would tell me, George, go and end the tyranny in Iraq, and I did.
That's not inherently a good or inspiring thing.
Well, I'm glad he's just admitting to this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
makes
yeah.
me like him a little bit more.
No, I love him. Watching
Yeah.
this, I actually love him. It's just like seeing a manifestation of the perfect life.
There was a White House Correspondents' Dinner where they joked about not finding WMDs. Yeah, there was also a White House Correspondents' Dinner where Obama joked about drone striking the Jonas Brothers after he had, for the first time ever, extrajudiciously drone striked an American citizen.
you can endure criticism because it's going to come.
Criticism is don't kill kids. It's like a pedophile be like, you can keep doing it, you just got to deal with the criticism. You can't
It's a greater
get them,
cause.
they can't get in your
It's
head.
a greater cause.
After I made the decision to remove Saddam Hussein from power in Iraq.
It's not. I love that just the American president be like, that's why I decided to get rid of him from power.
Assassinate the man.
Well, no, he just voted really hard in Iraq.
Once in Iraq, an objective was to help a new government stabilize the country and give people a say in the future of their
Famously successful examples of a Western occupying force surgically and very successfully destroying an entire government, an entire nation. Nothing to think about when we're talking about Israel, Hamas, what may happen in the future.
their country.
But not when you're the leader of the country, people don't get a say.
No.
But this new country that we're going to make, then they'll have
Perfectly
a say.
democratic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, and somehow we end up creating ISIS. It's important not to focus on the criticisms. A lot of people out there that just want to bring you down.
Yeah.
It
doesn't matter. And that happens when you're making a business sometimes. Sometimes
Sometimes
you
you
create ISIS.
ISIS.
you know?
Yeah.
And you need to overlook that. But keep on
creating
pushing.
ISIS.
The American people were becoming restless. Members of Congress, said, enough's enough, let's get out. And I was confronted with a choice. Do I accept
He's like, and I said, fuck you.
failure by pulling troops around but letting everybody fight it out inside the country? Or do we strive for success, which is a ally in the
Bro, this is nuts. This is actually insane. He's literally openly admitting to the incredibly public and incredibly devastating failures. It's so crazy that he's just like, isn't Masterclass like lib shit? Like Aaron Sorkin ass liberalism? Like, why are they allowing him to just straight up be like, yeah, everybody said, you're wrong for this. You're wrong for this. And I said, we're going to stay the course.
war on terror and a relatively stable country.
And what I chose was number 3, bigger failure.
Yeah. He views a political event like war not as something that actually affects people,
No,
but just
like-
as a win or loss.
Yeah, for him, personally.
Yeah. This
It's
is
like-
all a voting thing, and
Yeah.
they won't like me if I pull out.
But also, like, the consequence is me admitting that I was wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do I accept that? Or do I do more?
Or do I kill thousands?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That's how you know there's no fucking karma or God, bro. George W. Bush, for all the blood that he has, for all the bloodshed he's caused, should be haunted by the Iraqi children whose demise he championed, alongside Dick Cheney, alongside many others. And like all these motherfuckers die around their families peacefully and quietly. You know what I mean? Like, it's just nuts. How? I can't believe this. I can't possibly believe that there's like a complex system of moral punishments that are dished out.
Thousands of American men and hundreds of thousands of Iraqis.
Wait. What were my guiding principles? Oh, holy war. Oh, yeah.
There were a group of people inside my administration, some very young, smart people, who said, we'd like to develop an alternative strategy to withdraw or, keep troops around.
Imagine in, like, how long would it have been, 20 years, seeing a Putin masterclass where he's like, I could have pulled out of Ukraine. But you see, the risk a leader takes with something like that is being wrong.
And in fact, they came up with what's now called the surge. Rather than withdrawing, is moving 30,000 troops back into Iraq. This is a very delicate issue, of course.
But they came up with the idea of more war.
Yeah, more.
And they called it the surge.
Yeah. They are supervillains.
I really like their military operations names because they're always very evil and cool.
Yeah.
Like Space Marine names.
But it's a kind of name that you come up with when you're the undisputed ruler of the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't matter if we sound like evil people.
Yeah.
People in our country love it. The rest of the world can't do anything about it. So let's do the surge.
Let's do the surge.
The military was cautious, and yet we developed a clear plan with goals. I mean, the goal wasn't putting 30,000 troops in.
I wasn't expecting this masterclass for him to talk about the history and reasons for his actions so much.
No.
I'm almost thinking that he's going to accidentally slip and just admit something he's not meant to.
And
He probably did. They just cut it out.
problem is no.
Like when he mistook Iraq and Ukraine and like mixed them up.
One's paying $15 to learn anything from him. Yeah. So, like, we might be the first to find out him admitting to war crimes.
Given the boost of confidence because of U.S. personnel by their side, whipped al-Qaeda. And the country changed pretty dramatically at that point in time in terms of
For good is what everyone says, famously. And we are not living in the fucking ashes of those actions.
security and confidence by the Iraqi people that the constitution that they had approved would prevail.
Yeah, people got...
The only people that think Iraq was awesome are not all, some Iraqi Kurds, okay? That's it. Beyond that group of individuals, nobody will fucking say Iraq was sick. Even most Iraqi Kurds are like, nah, that shit sucked actually at the end of it. Yeah, we got like an autonomous area, but ultimately that shit was not good, okay?
Confidence again. He like flattened the entire city of Fallujah.
The Marines moved through the ruins of Fallujah, looking for any gunmen who've not fled or been killed.
We shot small rockets, AT-4s, main tank rounds, tow missiles, anything. If we knew there was somebody in a building, we used our snipers. We took the enemy out before we even had to go up and clear it.
It's just so funny having no perception of what happens in the real world.
I mean, I met with a lot of the families of the fallen who, you know, obviously want to talk about their child, but they wanted to know whether or not my decisions were based upon politics or the strategic good of the country.
Forget about my kid. What about your goals?
Yeah, I want to hear about you. Talk to me. That is one of the most psychopathic and sad things I've ever heard.
Like, sure, they want to know about their kid. And he even said it. He's like, they want to know about their kid.
Sure, but, let me stop you there. Sir, my child has died because of a decision you've made.
But the thing is, that's actually probably true. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like the way people talk about presidents over there.
Yeah, but when people talk about North Korea, like, oh, crying because your leader died. Oh, your son has died. And you're still like, how did you feel, sir? It's way worse than stories you hear about North Korea.
Oh, it's so fucked.
Why would you not murder that man straight away? Kill him. We can't say that.
No, really?
I don't think we can say kill the president.
He's not the president anymore. And also we're saying that person in the past who didn't kill him should have killed him because of things very specific to that person's life. I shouldn't kill him.
No.
He hasn't killed my son yet.
Okay.
Asking questions is a really important part of managing. I found that when I could question the author of a paper, I learned a lot more quickly.
Because he can't read. It's such a good setup. He's like, I get handed a stack of paper and I look at it and I go to the person who wrote it, what is this?
Tell me what this is. If you talk to me, I'll get the information more quickly.
I can't handle this. This is such a crazy thing to watch. It's
Fucking
just like
bizarre.
the most incompetent and dumb man with no conscience still being praised long after he did his crimes.
And teaching so far nothing.
Yeah, the only reason he's successful is because of corruption. And then he's just like, what could it be? Shaking hands, looking at faces, asking questions.
But he believes it. He thinks he did it. He didn't even know this corruption happened.
Yeah.
Why do I keep winning?
His dad ran the CIA. If this was any other country, I mean, that country would be wiped off the face of the earth by America.
By America,
yeah. But it's just like any country that had this level of just like insane corruption and just bloodthirstiness. I suddenly had an out-of-body experience. I feel like I'm living in a crazy timeline.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. This is you're literally. I feel like this is Hitler.
I'm like, how are we watching this?
How is this allowed on TV?
I learned more when I was able to question them. They call me the knife. The butter knife.
What's happening? He looked like he got really thirsty and his teeth disappeared.
But it's like, I love it. Everyone around him is laughing. Why is a knife not afraid to ask questions?
Yeah.
Why is the butter knife
not afraid to ask questions?
But also,
it cuts through the fat.
Have you noticed he starts laughing as a cue? Like he's doing it for a while, he's like looking around nervously, and only when they notice that he's doing that, they start laughing 5 seconds later.
What's going to be great is when he does that because he's dying.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, George is doing the theater game. What's to make us laugh? And I'll be like, good on you, George.
Oftentimes, you know, you get a briefing from somebody and, by God, I'm going to show the president how smart I am, and we'll rattle off a bunch of sentences and words, and everybody else in the room is like me, like, what the heck did that person say?
No one else is like that, George. I think
that's like everyone else in the room.
No one knows what he's saying, and that's because that guy's smart. No one knows. No one in the White House, we're all idiots.
Why did they let this happen? I don't understand it. Like, other than whitewashing George W. Bush's legacy, it just like still shows how fucking stupid he is. This is the best you could get out of him. Remember, this is like manicured. This is edited. This guy was the president, dude, and so was Donald Trump. Oh my God, this country is so fucking stupid. We deserve all the bad things, I swear.
This guy, you're all dumb like me, right? This guy, real Brainiac with all his sentences.
And words. Sentences and words.
Ever seen these guys before? They're so funny. They should come to the U.S. and live with you for a brief but great time. I agree with that. I miss them a lot.
Yeah, how do we kill people?
Yeah,
Get
that's
to the
what I want to
point.
know.
And a lot of people are afraid to say, I didn't understand what you said, but I wasn't. And my message was, man, if I can't understand it, how do you expect the American people to understand it?
Nice.
That is true, because they're
That's
all
true.
dumb.
Yeah.
He's a good, he's a real
Yeah, he's like, after all, they voted for me. Think about how stupid they are.
American man.
Yeah.
They got an idiot.
Embryonic stem cell research was brought to my attention by Margaret Spellings, domestic.
There ain't no fucking way he's about to defend this, right? I mean, this was a big point of contention. A lot of you are too young, but America at the time made stem cell research like illegal. This was also the same time frame where the theory of evolution was being questioned, and that maybe we should take it out of the Common Core. Like there was active pushes.
Policy chief, and she explained it to me, and I said, try it again, because if I had to deal with this issue, I knew I was going to have to explain it, and if I didn't know what it meant,
If I didn't know what it meant, then how come American?
I love the idea of having a fucking strong position that is directly anti-science and not even knowing what the fuck you're talking about. You're like, yeah, I don't. It's great. I think we should ban it.
No,
Come on, put simple.
every time I laugh at him, I just feel sick.
I didn't expect to feel like physical pain just from knowing that this alternate reality exists.
Yeah, this reality where he's fine. I keep saying a million people. I have no idea. I can't picture that amount of people. There's no like. There's my brain. My brain's
people.
not. Yeah,
A million people.
a million people.
A million.
A million people. They can't like. What is that even?
Look it up.
Yeah, this was the stem cells from aborted babies time. Well, they still do that. This was like directly no stem cell research.
Iraq
whatsoever.
itself, it was less, but as a consequence of the war of terror, he's done such a crime that my brain isn't capable of comprehending that number of people.
That you just can't understand it because it's large in the amount of subscribers on Boy Boy.
True.
So maybe if you subscribe to Boy Boy and that number gets
True.
closer, we can imagine.
We can imagine how
Damn!
many
1,000 or a million of you
every one of you
will die.
the fundamental question involved with embryonic stem cell research was, do you destroy life to save life? I believe that all life is precious.
There's no fucking way. We are in 2023, the year of our holy Lord, and this fucking dumb fuck, one, openly admitted that he had no fucking clue what he was talking about and barely understood it, and is still defending this decision. Are you fucking joking? No, it's 2002, bro. No, right now, he's still defending it 20 years after.
How can you say
It makes no sense. We have stem cell research now. So what's happening? Is death and destruction, has it befallen upon the American population?
after saying you just did a war which killed millions of people, and now the embryos, are they a fully functioning human? I can kill him, but can I kill a human that doesn't exist yet?
Yeah.
I don't think I have a clear conscience if I do.
No, but you don't understand the hierarchy. It goes brown people, white embryo, white people.
Where does sperm sit in this equation? Brown
I think
people.
it's on top of brown people as well. He's a Christian. I think that's how it fits in his schema.
It just so happened that there were some embryonic stem cell lines. I think there were 100 of them were available for research. And I decided that since life had already been destroyed, we should move forward for the sake of science. I'm a strong supporter of science and technology and believe they have the potential
you're not.
for incredible good.
This is before they had the Interatron like teleprompter in front of the camera. They have to have it up here. So this is every single time. If we were just talking to our Boy fans like
This is how we talk to you guys.
Wow.
We love you.
Isn't this whole thing looking people in the eyes?
This is your one rule, George. The first thing you taught us was to
me in
look
the
you in the
eyes.
eyes.
Look
And
me.
where are you looking? You telling me there's a 9-foot man in that room, George? Is that what you're telling me? I don't believe that.
He's the guy.
Who are you looking at?
He's the giant embryo that he just saved.
I'm confident people listening to this are charged with making difficult decisions. And my only advice is to listen to all sides, make a decision, and explain why you've decided what you've decided. Never did I make a decision on trying to figure out whether or not I would be personally popular.
How is this a lesson for anybody? This has been.
I don't understand why he keeps saying this. He's like, I was fucking dog shit. I never cared about democracy. And I just kind of made a lot of stupid decisions that were incredibly deadly and also anti-science, which was deadly in a different direction. Probably could have saved people's lives with that radical research. I just kind of made decisions. I was a fly-by-the-wire kind of guy. And also, it was awesome because it didn't even fucking matter. There was no democracy anyway.
About making decisions based on stem cell popularity and war crimes.
But also, none of it has any consequences. You could have made either decision and you would be in exactly the same position right now, getting paid heaps of money by Masterclass to do this.
For those listening, one of the keys to success is clear, realistic, and measurable goals. In the face of preventable death and suffering, we have a moral duty to act.
He laughed because he said duty. Did you see that? Clear and moral duty.
One of the hallmarks of the No Child Left Behind legislation was accountability.
Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. There is no fucking way, dog.
Campaign for governor of Texas, I asked what are the goals of the Texas education system, and they were like 30 goals. And it became apparent to me that the number of goals needed to be shrunk to a manageable.
I want to die. This is so dumb, dude. He's so stupid. I forgot how stupid he was. I mean, the thing is, he didn't do any of this shit, okay? Like, presidents don't do any of this shit. It became apparent that I was a child left behind. Yeah, he said, these kids, we were teaching them too much.
Manageable number.
So that's why I removed protecting kids from domestic violence.
Yeah.
You know,
too many goals.
Mental health issues. You know, let's just cover, like, teach kids to read. That's the only thing I care about. Every other issue.
Yeah. Teach kids to join the army.
No Child Left Behind guarantees schools federal funding as long as they grant recruiters access to students on campus.
Like, I love that this fucking dickhead is over here being like, I was not interested in being popular. I was doing what's right. And it's like, he had some of the biggest vampires that you have ever seen actively focus group testing every minutia, every minor detail of the key talking points coming out of that motherfucking White House to death, okay? This is where they invented the death tax because people understood the estate tax to be precisely what it is, but then they realized if we say death tax, well, that's a significantly better way to present it, even though it's a tax that effectively taxes like, what, 15,000 Americans, I think? But, you know, we can get every fucking dumbass to advocate against it because they're stupid, because Americans are stupid. There's no other way to go around it. The week of my 18th birthday, a military recruiter came looking for me on campus. Thanks for that, Bush. Hell yeah, brother.
$1.1 million tractor trailer travels to schools all across America, looking for recruits for our nation's all-volunteer army.
America needs outstanding young men and women that are hardworking like yourselves to join the army, because we are a nation at war.
Unlike the rest of us who have to show ID, recruiters can walk right in.
Schools receiving federal funds must give the military the same access that college and career counselors have, or risk losing their federal money.
No.
Child soldiers, baby.
No child will be left behind. Every single one will make it on that boat down to Normandy and they'll charge.
Don't you worry, kid. You'll be there.
The goal should be, can a person read, which is should be the major goal of education systems across the country. I was particularly concerned about our minority students, who it seemed to me were just being shuffled through the system without
Yeah, I was particularly concerned. So I recruited them extra hard because they're poor and their bodies, when they died, were worthless. So they made great soldiers, though.
Concern if they could read right.
Hey, tell me, kid. Can you read right?
Did he say read right? What?
Know how to read.
Just being shuffled through the system without concern if they could read right.
Hey, tell me, kid. Can you read right? I know how to read right.
That's such a good skill.
Read right?
Yeah, read right.
The beginning of No Child Left Behind came here in Texas. I viewed education as a civil right. When I got to Washington, 7% of the budget, more or less, was being spent on schools. And so we said, fine, we'll support that budget, but we want to know whether it works and therefore measure. If your children are not reading at grade level, there'll be consequences, such as giving parents different choices of schools to go to.
What an arsehole. So he's talking about cutting funding to public schools.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
justified it. If you're not teaching kids to read right, we're going to give you even less money.
Yeah.
Will you be able to teach them to read right?
Then the kids are going to read right.
Yeah, you're going to be happy if the kids can't read right. Then that's what we're going to punish you.
The whole thing sounds like he's teaching kids to read, but he's cutting funds.
That's
I don't think you can phrase that kind of like psychopathic sentence as a dumb guy.
No,
If you are wondering why Americans are becoming increasingly dumber and dumber year over fucking year, okay, all of those TikTok videos that come out and they're like, oh, you know, what's the capital of the United States? And someone's like, I don't know, Sacramento. Like, that's because of these policies, okay? We have deliberately, since the 90s especially so, absolutely eviscerated our schooling system in this goddamn country. First of all, homeschooling should be illegal, which is wild that it's not. But not only just that, but also it's become increasingly more popular. And also on top of that, we have a process called charter schools. Charter schools, that's right. It's a way for a private institution that is completely unaccountable to be able to enact any kind of religious teachings that they want to enact, for example, and still get government funding. So this way, we could just redirect public school funds into private schools under the auspices of school choice and further cripple the public education structure. Charter schools should be banned. I don't even like private schools. I think, you know, there should be maybe some very limited private schools, and they should all still be forcibly unionized and should be strictly controlled by the federal government.
I think you would, if you were a psychopath, you wouldn't admit to it. It wouldn't be that obvious that what you've done.
The thing is, the dumber he is, the more I like him.
I don't think he's made a decision in his life. I think he's a very good just man to sit there.
This guy, he looks you in the eye. He's very cute.
And that's it.
It was a tough sell at first because there are huge lobbies involved with schools. There is the school board presidents. There is the teachers union.
All these big, powerful people, all the big, strong teachers are trying to get the president down. What an asshole.
This is a masterclass which is meant to teach you things, and this man is trying to destroy education.
Yeah. And that's actually great for masterclass. The more people who don't...
What the fuck is a micro schooling center? An empowering nonprofit hub pioneering small learning environments? This is not a fad, this is a movement. California has a plus 78% increase in homeschooling. Homeschooling surging popularity across every measurable line of politics, demography. Oh my God, we are so fucking doomed. Bro, I'm sorry. No disrespect to the chatters, but think about how fucking dumb your parents are. Okay? Think about that for a second. Now imagine someone way dumber than your fucking parents being like, I'm going to teach my children. Think about that, dude. Like, I say this, and both of my parents are fucking college professors, okay? Both of them. And let me tell you something. They would be hot diggity dog shit at teaching basic fucking concepts. Straight up. No fucking way, dude. No way. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy fucking moly, dude. Yeah, but my dad has the math autism, so no, dude, no. That's even worse. What are you, crazy? What the fuck is this? What did I click on? Download all images? What the hell is that? Why did that open up?
Don't learn how to read right, then people are going to be paying for Masterclass to teach them stuff.
Fucking private, companies.
Exactly. Masterclass came out of his policy. You got all these adults that don't know anything and they have to pay extra to do something they should have been taught in school.
I can't imagine if you're actually listening to this wanting to learn and you got this idiot talking to you.
No, fuck you. If you're listening to trying to learn, you should be in jail too. You should be with him in prison. You can talk to each other as much as you want.
Yeah, for the record, the absolute worst aspect of homeschooling, I know this is like the worst community to shit on homeschooling in because this is fucking Twitch, and so many of you motherfuckers were homeschooled, including some very important figures in this community as well. But, you know, it's not the norm that they come out good and normal. And not only that, you're homeschooling us right now. No, I'm not. I'm not homeschooling you, okay? I'm not homeschooling you motherfuckers. No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That would be the dumbest thing on the planet. You need the basics. Oh my God. Homeschooling is the continuation of the anti-education narrative that Americans already have widely adopted, which is like, fuck college. Don't go to college. Who needs to go to college anyway? Homeschooling is like one step beyond that. Like, it's nuts. It's insane. School is not just about learning the fucking materials that they teach you, which is still very important, of course. You need to learn the fundamentals, but also about like developing a social identity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just same goes for college too. And critical thinking. Kind of running an adult daycare. Oh my God.
Fantastic domestic policy council person, Margaret Spellings, who worked with me as governor on education reform in Texas.
You could not create a better fake person. Margaret Spellings, that worked with me in education. This whole thing is...
I feel like everyone he's ever met has been like a CIA agent that his dad has like made to like him.
We had to make a few compromises here and there, and sure enough, it began to work. Teachers and administrators were held to account. Test scores improved, and minority students.
Teachers and administrators were held to account.
They're the
Someone's got to rein these people in. It says it's going up, but it's backwards. The darkest one is
1999. Do we not know how to read right?
I feel like
the colors don't align. Where's blue?
Where's black?
What's this graph?
Did he paint this himself? It's on canvas. He painted this graph.
Wait. So
like it looks like it's going up.
9-year-olds
are now 15. Well, the black ones are actually 20.
We could be very dumb.
I feel like an idiot.
I feel like an idiot because I can't understand.
But the colors don't match. I don't know what that number is. They read 8 more books.
But also, what's the white 9-year-old? African 9-year-olds, Hispanic 9-year-olds. We've got 3 categories of 9-year-olds. We got 1999. All the other ones don't exist.
1999 is the only one, and it looks like that was the highest, and it's actually gone down. That's a crazy graph. That's a graph for crazy people.
I don't know. If you Americans know how to read that,
can someone please comment and tell us what that graph meant?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been left behind. Don't tell me how to bloody read right here.
Yeah, what the heck is this? So what did we learn from all that masterclass lesson?
I think I've just learned psychosis. I feel like I'm in a make-believe world. After watching that, like nothing feels real anymore.
It is insane, and it's insane.
It's great that like we're not just doing more homeschooling and we haven't just like also completely gutted public education. Even public education now has PragerU videos and shit that we're showing as well. It's fucking awesome.
You can watch that and not hate Masterclass and George Bush
and the world.
I really hope you educate yourself on homeschooling. You're talking about by assumptions that homeschool children turn out different or whatever you said. You're actually so incorrect right now. Homeschool children are more likely to graduate college. Yeah, probably because they're desperate to fucking actually go to college and away from their fucking families for the first goddamn time. Please don't give me pro homeschooling and arguments. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. There's a reason why it's illegal in most fucking countries where they have infinitely better educational outcomes. You don't need to be homeschooled to recognize that, okay? You can even be homeschooled. And you will still be able to recognize, okay? Even a homeschooled child can still recognize the reality that if you look, this graph directly is from the first Google hit, did no child left behind work? It's under point number 2 here. Look at every other, I don't care that Michael Bruce was homeschooled, okay? For every one child that was homeschooled and it led to great results, there are thousands that do not. You are thinking about your own experience. Think about how dumb the average fucking American is, dude. Please. We do not, this is oh my God. In every sense of the fucking word, this is no different than basically saying, well, guess what? I can drunk drive. I drive better drunk, okay? Not everyone can, but I drive drunk better, so it's fine. It will lead to better outcomes for everyone if they also were to allow drunk driving. Or same with seatbelts, okay? It is ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. It's not good. It's not fucking good. It's not, okay? It's not. Let me tell you why. Please, look at educational outcomes by nation. Okay? Look at other countries and how they perform. You will see the same principle that is consistent across the board. The through line is well-funded public education. That's it. There is no data that shows privatization initiatives or further atomizing educational institutions has ever led to positive results. It's never happened. Okay? I don't care how great your situation was. It's ridiculous. There are countries who have, under neoliberalism, unironically tried to move in the direction of privatization. Sweden is a great example of this, and they immediately saw a massive downturn in their educational outcomes and had to stop. And also, most of the fucking kids that are being homeschooled are not being homeschooled like the one guy from that one movie that fucking celebrates Noam Chomsky's birthday or whatever, okay? They're being homeschooled by psychopathic, religious, sometimes neo-Nazi zealots who think schools are making their children trans and gay. That's the fucking broad majority of homeschooling. It's not this like idyllic lifestyle. What the fuck's the name of the movie? I forgot. Captain Fantastic? Was that it? If you look at recent numbers, homeschooling has gone up, mostly in Florida too. Lol. Yeah, but you get the hottest teachers in homeschool. Flushed. There you go. Yeah, we covered this in February. Ohio's education department is investigating a white supremacist homeschooling network that shares Nazi-related resources. But hey, man, at least they got good-ass cursive. Oh, who wrote that? Oh, wait, what does that say? Oh, that says Adolf Hitler. That's cool.
In the world, like
I feel like when a Christian becomes an atheist, I've suddenly lost God. I feel like I had some understanding of justice or like something happening in the world, and suddenly it's just like, oh no, it's nothing. Nothing matters.
We pay war criminals millions of dollars to do lessons online. They teach you nothing. Because even if you're a business person, I learned nothing from that.
The craziest thing about this is people are spending $15 a month on this. And I know for a fact that for a third of that, you could get much better lessons. For $5 a month, you could go onto the Boy Patreon and we could inspire you to do so many things. We could inspire you to... you learn to read right with us.
We read right.
We can read right.
We read right all day.
Come on, Boy, $5 a month. Read right.
Read right.
I think if you're a real estate agent in this market, it's like selling ice to Eskimos. There's more buyers than there are properties, and supply and demand.
Eskimos don't need ice.
Need ice. So I thought ice to Eskimos was like a scammy thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a thing like saying that's how good you are?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't really need to be smart for that. Anyway, all right. That's that is gonna wrap it up. See, we did one fun video today. That's right. We did one fun video today.